Hey everyone, welcome to today's match between Pokemon1937 and Roushmore. I'm Garfield Lightning and I'm joined by Dimnix.
Hello everybody.
So yeah, this is the first match in their group, and I think it's a pretty stacked group personally. We've got these two, and we've got Snorms as well. Pokemon Fan was a bit of a surprise package in the bingo tournament that we had last year. And Roushmore is an established runner of Pokemon Emerald in particular. I'm not entirely sure how well he knows this game, but I think it could definitely be a close one.
All right, and the racer should be off in just a moment here. All right, while the racers are just about to be off, just to explain what's going on here for this race, this is Pokemon Crystal Full Item Randomizer. So all the items on the ground given by NPCs, all the badges and the Pokegear parts, they are all shuffled amongst each other, and you gotta find them in order to fight Red at the top of Mount Silver.
Yep, specifically need all 16 badges, the Pokegear, the radio card, and the expansion card to get to that area. But you'll need a lot of the other items as well to get those items. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yep. And also, all the Pokemon, their movesets and their finding locations, they are all randomized as well. All right, starting off, we have Pokefan setting it to nighttime, whereas Roush is just sticking with the daytime.
Yep, there's not really much difference there. The only one I can think of is there's like an extra TM check you can do in Celadon at nighttime, but in Rainbow Wing immediately.
That is nice to see. That may incentivize them to start heading towards Morty once they head up to North Johto if they get the Squirt Bottle early as well.
Yeah, in order to unlock the Tin Tower, you need the Rainbow Wing and the Clear Bell, and either to defeat Morty or the Director in the Radio Tower.
A new starter, Igglybuff. Did either of them check the left starter? I didn't see it.
I completely blanked on it, but this is a pretty reasonable choice, I would say. A Mew starter. Generally, in these, you don't take your starter all the way through because you often get the capability to get high level Pokemon pretty early on, depending on which key items you find. But Mew's certainly a solid start.
Stat in every stat. It's pretty good all around. Doesn't have any downside. That is Surf, HMO3. This is turning out to be quite a very profitable seed early game. Surf having a lot of items behind it if you can get the Fog Badge as well. And it's also a base 95 water type move. Very powerful.
Yeah, you could definitely slap that on Mew early on and it makes pretty much any Pokemon that can use special moves decently well better, so there's no real downside to teaching it to Mew right away, unless you find something else you want to switch to early on. But I think early on, this kind of differs from... I mostly have done more bingos in Pokemon Crystal, and when you do bingos, it's kind of like you really want a Pokemon that will last you until the end, pretty early on. But in this one, it's kind of more about your main being good enough to get to those higher leveled areas. So I'd be tempted, if I was in their position, to just repel through these early routes right away.
It looks like Pokefan is going back into the grass to try to find something there. Apparently not satisfied with the move. Oh, no. He found a Butterfree early. Butterfree is his favorite Pokemon, and so he's going to want to grab that Butterfree because that is his buddy.
So you'll see if we can... It did show up right away for him when he came back, so maybe it'll give him good luck.
Yeah, it seems that for PokeFan, he may feel that this race is blessed for him, starting out with a Butterfree on the first route. Ooh, a machine part from Roush.
Yeah, none of these are... We're not really getting any, sequence breaks super early yet, but that could all change if we get Fog Badge early on, or, in conjunction with some other items.
Absolutely, yeah. Roushmore, just a little bit ahead right now going into Mr. Pokemon's house. But they're still both looking for, mains. So it's not really that much of a lead at the moment. Storm Badge on Mr. Pokemon. That is huge. If they get the Fly HM pretty early as well.
Yeah, it's more it's a relief to find Storm Badge early. You don't really want to be traipsing around thinking, oh, is the one item I didn't check back there Fly or something. So it's nice to get one half of Fly out of the way.
Saw PokeFan looking at his trainer card. If I'm not mistaken, he might have Headbutt at this point. He might be trying to figure out what Headbutt tree to use. The Headbutt encounters are pretty interesting. Which tree has better encounter rates is based on the last digit of your trainer ID. And so there's a calculator to find out which trees you would want to go for. I saw on Roush's screen there was a Starmie. That could be a... Oh wait, never mind. That was on a trainer. I was going to say, that could be a decent main swap with that Surf.
Yeah, Roush has just been repelling. I think he's just going to go until he can, access those higher level areas. But yeah, like you said, Pokemon Fan is resetting in front of these Headbutt trees, so you can get a nice, solid level 10 Pokemon out of this.
That's the Squirt Bottle for Roush. This seed is really coming together.
Yep, I mean, this is what I was saying about getting something that's good enough. All he's really needed this Mew for is to be that first trainer, and now that he has the Squirt Bottle, he can. There's a lot of stronger Pokemon he can go for.
Absolutely, and the Squirt Bottle being before Violet does have an interesting interaction where this is the only case in which Falkner is potentially not required to progress into Seed, since the Mystery Egg is required, not the Mystery Egg, but the Egg check in the Pokemon Center is required to go south of Violet. If you don't have to go south of Violet, in which case, with the Squirt Bottle, you don't necessarily have to fight Falkner. That could be a big time save. And we have an Executor on the Sudowoodo. Not the best main, being quite slow. It's a bit bulky, and, it hits decently hard. And it could be, again, just good enough to get him to some more higher level Pokemon. And he's taking a wipe there.
I think this is probably a situation where... It's probably about the only situation where you'd want to use Executor, because its main weakness is that it's slow, but if you're way higher level than everything else, and you have strong enough moves, you can just bulldoze through a lot of Pokemon that are lower levels than you. And I do think it's a long-term main, like you say. I think it's another one where you just want to take it until the next higher leveled area. But I think it could definitely do some work.
Absolutely, and especially with the Surf HM, it is a special attacker, so we will have at least one really good special move to get him through. That being said, with the Squirt Bottle, they also have access to Ecruteak. If they go in the Ecruteak Pokemon Center, they'll have a little cutscene with Bill, and if they go back to Goldenrod, they will then be able to pick up another level 20 for absolutely free, no need to catch it, and that could also be a good main swap. In addition, we also have the Kenya, level 10, but it's considered a trade Pokemon, so it will be getting that boosted EXP, and very early on, you could maybe take that Kenya, go back to Sprout Tower, and go back to Falkner, and get a few levels on it, and then it'll be caught up pretty quickly.
Yeah, these kinds of seeds where you get the Squirt Bottle early are really interesting to me. You can. There's so many different things you can do here. It makes it maybe a bit overwhelming if you're a runner, but I just love to see what decisions these guys make, because there's a lot of things they can do, and no real right or wrong answer, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. As a full item random runner myself, I kind of panic a little bit when I see that early squirt bottle, because there's just so many options. There's a lot of things to consider, and it becomes so open so quickly. Oh, sorry, I got a comment about my mic. Hopefully I just fixed it. But yeah, no.
Roush is getting very unlucky here. With the catch rate, with the minimum catch rate settings, it should be about 1 in 3 to get caught from full health, but he's just kind of getting wrecked by this Exeggutor right now. Pokemon Fan gets much luckier, and he just switches immediately to the Exeggutor. And yeah, we'll see what he does now.
The Rock Smash guy, which is available after you catch or defeat the Sudowoodo or have it run away, is giving out Sweet Scent. Could be useful later on if they want to main switch somewhere with higher levels. And there's the Rock Smash on the item finder check as well.
Yeah, for Pokemon Fan's Magneton already had Sweet Scent, so it's not a huge deal for him, but it could definitely help Roush out a bit later on.
Seeing very different routes from the runners. Roush is doing the escape rope chamber, unfortunately not finding any progress in there. Meanwhile, Pokefan will be heading to the bug catching contest. He won't be doing the contest, but he will be doing the national park checks here. He saved before so that he can just grab these checks and reset if necessary. And it looks like Roush will be running the Exeggutor for the time being.
This is what I love to see. I love to see the divergence. We'll see which route pays off.
Yeah, Glacier Badge on Pokefan's screen in National Park. That is 2 out of the 5 parts of the catching the level 60 Lugia in Whirl Islands necessary. So, we could be seeing that this run, considering we got those so early. And there's the third. There's the third part of the Lugia, HM06 Whirlpool, in the Sprout Tower, which I'm assuming that Pokefan will come back to at some point. It has, I believe, 4 or 5 checks in there. And one of those checks could be the Fly HM as well. So. Probably a good idea to come back to that at some point.
Yeah, I think it's 5 checks. Definitely a check worth doing. Especially, yeah, I do like Roush going for it with his level 20 Exeggutor, because it is because this is the kind of thing that getting a high level main helps with early on, just destroying these early things. Although he should probably not use Psywave, because that's not really a move that's based on your special attack. Finds another key item. We're getting key items all over the place.
So many key items. We got HM01 Cut from the Bicycle Man. We got the Mystery Egg in Sprout Tower, which they can return to Professor Elm to get 5 of an item. Yeah, this is a very bountiful seed right now. So many key items so early on. Yeah, going back to Psywave, it does a random number of damage between 1 and 1.5 times your level. And especially at lower levels, that's not very much. With this Exeggutor, that means that it will deal between 1 and 30 damage, which could defeat a Pokemon at these lower levels, but it is still very much likely that it will not.
Yeah, we saw that level 3 Caterpie survived, so I think after that he will probably never use Psywave again.
Yeah, he might not have known. He might have saw the Psy in the name, saw Psychic, it's a Psychic type Exeggutor. He might have been like, oh, this is going to deal stab damage, and it does not. It is a fixed damage. It's a random fixed damage move, if you can believe it.
It's also one of those moves that functions differently in every gen. Like, I think in Gen 3 even, it's just between 1 times and 1.5 times your level, whereas in this gen it's just like literally 1 HP to 1.5 times your level.
Yeah, but Roush is making short work of the Sprout Tower, luckily. There could be... there's one more check in here. He is getting the Elderly check. Let's see if it's anything. It's a TM, which could be useful.
I saw a sketch in the TM shop. Pokemon Fan didn't buy it, but that's always a fun one if you can get that to work.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Sketch allowing you to copy any move permanently. So you could grab, if your moveset is particularly lacking in something, you could teach Sketch and just hope you find the move. Especially if you're running a slower Pokemon like Executor, you're more likely to be hit by things and therefore more likely to have moves to Sketch. And we have Roush going through Faulkner's gym. It seems like he's going to be taking more of the vanilla approach to the ROM, probably going to do Faulkner and then head south of Violet Town. Meanwhile, Pokefan is doing what we call reverse Johto, starting in Goldenrod. He might be making his way down towards Azalea soon.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what he gets. I mean, he might just want to sequence break completely if he gets the right items. If he gets the pass early on, that would be great for him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a Mewtwo with Outrage. That's going to hurt a lot, but Executor has that Mega Horn. It's not quite enough to make it through. This could be a rough battle for Pokefan.
He did get crit by Outrage, so I think he'll be okay, but...
yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, it's a good thing he has Mega Horn. Oh, okay, it also has Ice Beam, never mind. That's pretty
no.
scary.
Well, you know what I would do right now is I would be for sure checking that Bill's Pokemon. That level 18 Mewtwo is close enough to level 20. It's probably going to keep that Ice Beam. If that was a Mewtwo on Bill's Pokemon, that could be huge.
Well, luckily this Mewtwo's not on a trainer with good AI, so he can get away with just resetting and taking it out.
Roush is through Faulkner, through getting the egg, so he can move on to greater pastures. Let's see where he decides to go.
Executor just keeps getting hit by moves that are good against it. This is the big problem with Executor. Like, being slow and weak to so many moves. It's pretty scary to run long term. But a nice Fire Blast dodge there. As long as he can take one. Okay, or he can just dodge another, that'd be great.
Yeah, Roush is seems to be making his way up. I'm sorry, Roush is making their way up to Ecruteak. And that's a Volcano badge on Whitney. So Whitney will be required this ROM.
Yep. She's definitely one of those checks that you know, it's not a terrible check to do, but it's one that you might not want to do immediately just because it's only 2 checks and maybe you don't want to do those fights. It depends on the runner, really. I've seen people skip Whitney, and I've seen people just do Whitney. I don't really know what kind of player Roush is. He's going right to Olivine, though, probably to buy those super repels.
Yeah, it's usually a good move early on. Repels, they only last 100 steps. That's not very much, and so you'll be doing a lot of menuing if you just are relying on repels. The super repels do 200 steps. They are twice as efficient as repels, and so it's a great move to switch to those earlier on. Yeah, and it does look like Pokefan is going to be doing reverse Johto here, making his way through Ilex Forest backwards, and is going to be heading into Azalea. That is Hive Badge on the Headbutt Man.
Yep, now we can cut those trees down, so that's that'll definitely help later on when we get past that Snorlax, so we can access West Kanto. That's the main thing, but it also unlocks a few other things like Erica, or like other things like the cut maze in Lake of Rage, things like that. But we have removed the cut tree from Ilex Forest just because it's a little bit restrictive if you keep that cut tree in as to where these items can get randomized.
HM05 Flash. Flash is not strictly required to complete the ROM, but it does make some items become in logic when you get both Flash and the Zephyr Badge. And then also Mount Silver, which is the end point of the game, does have one room that is dark. You don't need Flash for it, but some runners that are not as comfortable in the dark will want to use Flash to make the movement there a little bit cleaner. And you see Roush turning back around from Ecruteak, now going into National Park. It looks like he might be heading the direction that Pokefan is going, with doing reverse Johto as well. And Roche is now picking up the Glacier Badge as well.
Here's me planning on writing down where all these items were picked up, but there's been so much action that I haven't realized that I've kind of just been trying to take in as much as I can, just because these guys have been doing all these different things. I've been loving it so far.
Yeah, it's great to see these kinds of seeds where it is so divergent because there's just so many different ways you can go. It does make it interesting, but it also makes it a little bit harder for the commentators to keep up with.
Yeah, hopefully we haven't missed anything. If we have, then let us know and we'll add it to the tracker.
Yeah, Pokefan still has not done the Sprout Tower, but I'm assuming he'll probably get around to it once he gets back to Violet from doing Reverse Johto. And he's almost through Slowpoke Well, so he can grab some items after he leaves. He'll get one from Kurt. It'll unlock one in Ilex Forest. That's the Zephyr Badge.
Yeah, I don't think Pokemon Fan checked that. So
I don't think he did. I think I would have remembered him checking that. That check is slightly inconvenient. If you don't have cut, you do have to fight a trainer for it. So it's possible that he decided he didn't want to fight the trainer for that Pokemon, or for that check rather.
I think he might just get around to going that way again when he loops back around.
Yeah, because
Pokemon Fan doing that.
Pokefan does have cut access, so he can skip that trainer now. He wouldn't have been able to before. Alright, Roush is going into the basement. He's grabbing a couple of hidden items there that could help with some money. Chatter pointing out Executor's battle cry is pretty long, and that is true. Considering they're both running it though, it's not going to really make that much of a difference for right now. But that is something as a runner I might be a little bit conscious of. The fact that it is those cries add up over time. And, it could be only like half a second, but every time the Pokemon sent out, that's an extra half second loss there.
See how Roush's luck on the Mewtwo is. Okay, he just one-shot us level 23. That's that's a relief for him.
Yeah, apparently luck quite good. And also those levels earlier on does help against the Mewtwo, being able to one-shot with the Mega Horn. And Pokefan is just about through Bugsy.
You do get a significant boost to your damage whenever you level up to a level that ends in 0, 3, 5, or 8, just like moves you up to the next tier of level base damage. So even though Roush's Exeggutor is female and therefore has a lower attack DV than Pokemon fans, that goes some way to explaining how he was able to one-shot the Mewtwo. But he doesn't get as lucky on dodging the Fire Blast on Apom, but he just one-shots it with Surf anyway. That level difference really coming in clutch there.
Yeah, so this will be Roush picking up the Volcano Badge from Whitney. Unfortunately for Pokefan, Bugsy did not give any items. Bugsy is a gym leader that some runners do choose to skip, because it's, especially if you can fly back, Bugsy's gym does have a couple of trainers in it before you fight Bugsy. And so some trainers do tend to skip them for a little while. So unfortunate that Pokefan chose to do the Bugsy fight relatively early and then got punished for it.
Yeah, I think it's just always a little scary to skip items that are out of the way when you don't have Fly yet, because then you just can't as easily go back there, and you don't want to be like, oh man, is this one item I check going to be Fly? So it's a little scary to do that. It just kind of depends, you know, how brave or reckless, I guess, you are as a runner.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with Pokefan's play to fight Bugsy in this situation, considering there's just so much going on. They already have one part of Fly, so you know, doing all the checks you can without missing anything is probably good for him right now. Asking what you missed, well, this seed started out with an early Squirt Bottle, so they've had a lot of different directions they can go. From Violet, they could have gone to Ekritique and up to North Johto, or they could do South Johto. They could do it in opposite order because they could go to Goldenrod first. So they've just kind of been all over the place.
Charcoal check is nothing either, so it looks like Azalea was a complete waste of time, but not that Pokemon fan could have known that.
Yeah, and I suspect that Roush will also be doing the checks in Azalea, so it won't be really that much of a waste of time for Pokefan, since it'll kind of even out on Roush's side.
Yeah, absolutely. He hasn't found anything that would really tempt him to skip Azalea yet. There's not really a lot more he can do with what he has right now.
And Pokefan making his way through Union Cave backwards. He'll be able to find some items here, and he'll end up making his way back up to Violet, and I imagine doing the Sprout Tower and Faulkner once he's there, and then from there, potentially moving into North Johto if he doesn't find something like the pass.
Or an attack that strikes twice could be good too. That could be Boomerang, which is a really strong physical move. Could also be Double Kick, which is a pretty decent fighting move as well. But
yeah,
like
and
tempted yet.
That was a Silverwing, I believe, on Pokefan's screen. Silverwing is yet another part of the Lugia, and so now all he has left to find is that Whirlpool and the Fog Badge. Whirlpool we know is in Sprout Tower, and Fog Badge is required in order to use Surf, which means it is very likely that they'll find it at some point. In fact, well, yeah, Fog Badge is required to complete the ROM, so they will have access to that Lugia once they find the Fog Badge.
I think you can technically go without Fog Badge, but I haven't seen it yet. I think it's very unlikely.
Fog Badge is required in order to talk to Professor Oak, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
it's surf that you can't get. That you can go
right. Since they got Surf, it's very likely that there will be Surf checks eventually. Would be a very interesting seed if Fog Badge is the last badge they found.
Yeah, that is possible.
Yeah, and Roush is about to find the Hive badge here on the rocks, or sorry, the Headbutt Man. So now, as far as progress items, they're about caught up. Roush actually in the lead because he does have that Whirlpool HM. But Pokefan will be, I'm assuming, going up Sprout Tower pretty soon.
Pokemon fan checking his TMs, and they're all bad.
That is unfortunate. You saw a Pokefan decline the egg there. If you put the egg in your party, that is an extra Pokemon slot that does go on the Nurse Joy heal, making it take a little bit longer. So declining that egg is actually a little bit of a time save there once you realize, oh, yeah, that's gonna take a little bit longer on the heal. And it looks like Pokefan is going to make their way into Dark Cave. Now, this is out of logic currently, as they do not have the Zephyr Badge. We know that the Zephyr Badge does exist, but Pokefan does not currently have it. Something I missed, in Slowpoke Well, there is the bicycle. Now, on these settings, we do start out with bike, so we don't have to find the bicycle, but it is fun to see us pick up the bicycle at some point. It could be literally anywhere in the ROM, and so just kind of fun to speculate where it could be. And in this ROM, it was in Slowpoke Well, which is actually a legitimate place it could be in the previous settings, where we had the bike available before leaving Goldenrod, or before having to use the Squirt Bottle or the Pass.
Pokemon fan unfortunately getting 2 encounters from Rock Smash. And what kind of randomizer as well? You get a Geodude from breaking rocks? What is this?
Yeah, sometimes our randomizer bot, Dunsparce, he chooses to just not randomize something, and it seems this ROM, it was the Rock Smash encounters. And there is Fly. Pokefan, this is actually really big. And also Marsh Badge. Wow, this move from Pokefan is really paying off for him. He now has Fly access. He can go anywhere he's already been before pretty quickly, fast travel. This is something that's going to take a while for Roush to get around to, as he is currently, they're currently finishing up Azalea.
Yeah, I expect Roush to do this, like, to kind of follow what Pokemon fan's been doing from this point on, though. Especially since he has Zephyr Badge, so it'll be in logic for him.
Right. Yeah, and also the fact that Roush has done Faulkner and Sprout Tower, which, by the way, Pokefan still hasn't done Sprout Tower.
Yeah, that's well, he might still do it. I think there are so many checks there. It's kind of scary to skip that, but we'll see what else he finds, I suppose. Like, if this is path, it might lead him away from there. It's not, though.
That's Roush finding their flash. This will incentivize Roush to make their way to the Dark Cave, which will let them pick up the Marsh Badge and the Fly HM. Seems Roush is going towards Bugsy first, which is a good move on their part. From their perspective, they do not want to skip Check and Azalea and it end up being the HM for Fly. That would be pretty devastating.
Looks like Pokemon Fan is going to get that Zephyr badge now. He may also talk to the guard, since he's delivered Kenya as well while he's here.
Yeah. I wonder if Pokefan might feel a little slight regret for doing those checks in the dark and then immediately finding Zephyr Badge after. Maybe not, though, because those checks aren't necessarily the hardest to do in the dark. There are definitely places such as like Whirl Islands that are much more difficult to navigate in the dark than Dark Cave.
Yet another bad TM. We haven't really gotten much good stuff at the moment as far as TMs have gone.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for both runners here. Some ROMs you are blessed with TMs, and in others you are not. But that's the pass, which is going to unlock quite a few more checks for Pokefan, especially with having Fly. It'll make some of the more out-of-the-way Kanto checks quite a bit more convenient, and maybe incentivize going towards like Fuchsia to grab the cut item there, or towards Lavender Town to grab the items there.
Yep, I fully expect him to perhaps do that as soon as he checks this item on Route 43. Oh no, well, he also can do the cut maze, can't he? So he can do that too.
Yep. That'll be 4 checks that Pokefan can collect here before probably making his way over to Kanto. And meanwhile, Roush is just finished up all the Azalea checks, fighting Bugsy and getting this charcoal item, so Roush can make their way out of Azalea into Union Cave.
Turns out there was nothing over here, but that's fine. I mean, since we have Fly, it's not a big deal to do this now and come back here later.
Looks like Pokefan will be heading over towards Kanto here. Pokefan finding the item finder will now be able to find the items.
That's how it works, right? It tells you where all the key items are in the game. If only.
Definitely make the item finder a very, very valuable item. And Roush finding the Silver Wing as well. Now all Roush needs is the Fog Badge, and Roush will be able to collect that Lugia. That level 60, that is vanilla Lugia, could be any Pokemon.
We are tantalizingly close to that.
We're also picking up the Zephyr Badge Miracle Seed check. Unfortunately, not an item, not a progress item, but I believe that is one that PokeFan wasn't able to grab, not having the Zephyr Badge at the time. Going into Dark Cave, where Roush will pick up the Fly HM as well as the Marsh Badge.
So, Pokemon fan, maybe going to try and switch off the Exeggutor now. It, you know, when it comes against those higher level things, its weaknesses become more apparent, so I wouldn't blame him for searching for something in here, which looks like it's going to do.
Yeah, Cycling Road is where a lot of runners tend to find their mains, and that is a Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh is a pretty good Pokemon to run, having 680 base stat total, which is the same as Mewtwo. Being very strong in physical attack and having 154 base special defense, so very bulky.
Yep,
PokeFan decides to use the Master Ball there. I don't blame him.
Yep, we saw it had a pretty strong physical moving cross. Holy cow!
That is a
attack cross chop. That's a monstrous Ho-Oh.
Alright, I can definitely see. I can definitely see them taking Ho-Oh till the end.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. I don't really know what to say. It's just he's teaching it Tri-Attack as well, which is well, not as good as Strength, to be honest. It's got a few less PP than Strength and the same power, but you know, his moveset is fantastic. Wow.
Hitting an optional on Cycling Road. I believe this is the first optional for PokeFan, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, we'll get to see what Ho is capable of, yeah, I guess. So Rash is going a different route. He's going to unleash the roamers here. He's not doing the Rock Smash check here. Maybe a bit of an oversight. But he can get that item since he has TM08. But hopefully he doesn't forget it, and you hate to see them miss a check and it turn out to be important.
Yeah, the rival starting off with a Caterpie, that's pretty good for Roush. And PokeFan is going to be checking this item east of Fuchsia. Just a very quick check here. It does require cut, and it's going to be a check that you're probably going to want to do once you have fly access, which both runners now have.
Well, I imagine that Pokemon Fan is more than satisfied with his trip into Kanto. Yeah, he's going back to the mart. Maybe he's going to buy that 2-hit move. If it's Boomerang, that'll be ridiculous. Just going to switch audio to Roush briefly to see if we can get the Roamer Cries.
Good call. believe that is Golbat, Jinx, and Grimer?
I think this weekend was Mr. Mime. He is going back.
Oh, no, that is Mr. Mime. Yeah, you're right.
And the 2-hit move was Boomerang, which is, yeah, I mean, it's similar coverage to Cross Chop and more PP, so and more accurate. So yeah, I do not blame Pokemon Fan for getting rid of Cross Chop for Boomerang.
Chatter says Krabby. That does ring a bell. Yeah, that it might be Krabby.
I still think it's Mr. Mime.
Yeah, some Pokemon have either completely identical or nearly identical cries. So, but there is a chance that we will get to see the Suicune. We might be able to confirm it for ourselves in a little bit if they are able to get the clear bell.
Is Meganium Roush's spirit animal? Because he just caught one of those in Burton Tower. Could be another case like a Pokemon Fan and Butterfree.
That is possible. I asked the runners what their favorite Pokemon were, and I don't believe I got an answer from Roush, so I don't know. Roush now finding the pass. Roush now has access to Kanto as well.
Yeah, good stuff.
And Pokefan making his way into Olivine. If only Pokefan had gone to the Sprout Tower. Well, never mind. Pokefan still doesn't have the Fog Badge. My mistake. But once the Fog Badge is found, that level 60 is just screaming, "Come get me!"
Where do you think the Fog Badge is gonna end up?
It's very possible that it'll end up on one of the Kanto gym leaders. That is something that occasionally happens. Because at this point, Erica is in Logic, having cut access and the pass. And so it could be unfortunate that the Fog Badge is there. So that's probably going to be my prediction, knowing just how evil these seeds can be sometimes.
Yeah, that does sound pretty nasty.
Did Roush already climb the lighthouse?
No, he didn't go up to the lighthouse.
Okay.
So, some checks we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. The Fog Badge could be here. I forgot that the lighthouse was not explored yet. Because other than the lighthouse, I don't think there's any other major areas they haven't gone yet.
I don't think we haven't seen Rock Tunnel yet.
I was just about to say Rock Tunnel is also something that's in Logic right now. Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, if it's not either in the lighthouse or in Rock Tunnel, it will be locked behind some fight somewhere.
It could also be on Route 44 or one of the early Ice Path checks.
That's true. I don't think they have 7 badges yet, though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That being said, if they find the badges in these other locations, it still could be there. get to see the item for turning in Kenya. It's TM30.
Yep, nothing yet in the lighthouse, but we do have 2 more items.
Did Pokemon talk to Jasmine?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, I was looking away at the time. I thought Pokemon just skipped Jasmine. That could have been bad if Pokemon forgot to do that. Talking to Jasmine there unlocks 1 check in Cyanwood. And that check could be the secret potion. That's what it is in vanilla.
Yep, not that we can go there yet. We are still looking for that fog badge.
And it appears that the lighthouse did not have any key items in it.
Well, the plot thickens, I guess.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Pokefan's next move will be.
Oh, he's
Looks
going
like-
to fight Janine, okay.
Yeah, it looks like Pokefan is deciding, okay, now is the time to start taking down these Kanto gym leaders. Starting with Janine, which is the easiest one, having Pokemon in the low to mid 30s.
Yeah, I mean, with this Ho, I definitely don't blame him for trying to take these guys on. He's definitely capable of doing it with what he has.
Absolutely. Not only is Janine the lowest level gym leader, or in Kanto, is also one of the only 2 Kanto gym leaders to give 2 items, making them a little bit more profitable than going towards one of the other Kanto gym leaders that may only give 1 item.
Yep, and you don't even have to fight any gym trainers before you face her.
Yes, that's also true. So Janine definitely a play here for Pokefan.
Okay, I feel like that was a bit of overkill on Janine's side there, but alright then.
Meanwhile, Roush is doing a little bit of shopping here in the mart, I believe, Celadon Mart.
Yep. Just stocking up on repels and X items.
Yeah, and Roush, looks like
he's-
Roush is going for a main swap here in this grass. I've actually never seen this before. Let's see what the levels are here. This could be interesting if the levels are decent. Wow, yeah. What do you know? I believe these are different encounters from the one on Cycling Road.
Unfortunately, the first 2 are not particularly encouraging.
Seeing that level 26 there, I believe these encounters are slightly lower level than the one on Cycling Road. Still, this is a very interesting strat and could get a decent main here. And
Okay,
Roush,
he's out after those first 2. He's like, forget that.
oh, that is a Plains badge from Janine.
Yeah, it doesn't actually do anything. Well, it does give us 7 badges actually, so it does, you know.
It does put False Director into Logic, which
Oh,
is something
boy,
we do
okay.
not want to go to, if at all possible.
Yeah, it doesn't. You know, it's we've got so many HMs, but we don't have strength yet, so it doesn't actually unlock any strength checks yet. But he's thinking about it. Looks like he's going towards Radio Tower. Oh no, he's doing the planes badge.
There's the planes badge check. Okay, I was panicking a little. If Pokemon Fan does decide to do False Director now, that would be a very, very risky play. Could be very highly rewarding, but also very, very, very risky.
Yeah, Roushmore switching to a Seadra, which is not too bad. Unfortunately, I believe it's level 40 before it evolves into Kingdra with these settings, so it might be a little bit scary to run for a while because it has very low HP and special defense.
It's true. That being said, there is that Surf HM that will give it at least one decently strong stab move. So it's possible Roush thinks that they can make it work for the time being until it evolves into that Kingdra.
Yeah, I think I definitely think it's, you know, it'll be worth if he does want to stick with it. I think it would definitely be worth using candies to get to that level 40. But
Spark on the area dose is not good for Seadra. Seadra is not yet a dragon type. It is pure water, so it will be weak to that electric type move.
Yeah, this is often Ariados, which is not known for its special attack, so a little bit of a scary start to our go making the Seadra work.
Fan making his way through Erica's gym. Does have one trainer left, and then Erica herself.
Yeah, this is going to be a much scarier fight than Janine. We'll see how Ho handles it.
Yeah, only being it's going to be level 34 going into the Erica fight, whereas Erica's Pokemon are in the mid 40s. There's going to be at least a 10 level difference there. That's going to be pretty scary. I hope Pokefan bought X items. Luckily, though, Ho is pretty great defensively with that 154 special defense. So it may not be a matter of the opponent's Pokemon being able to take out the Ho, but rather the Ho not being able to deal enough damage with that 10 level difference.
Roush getting sand attacked by the Porygon and deciding that he doesn't want to deal with that, so he's just going to try again.
It's completely understandable. What kind of random...
Excuse me? Yeah, this is... he's not setting up at all, which is a little scary, but...
Scary, but honestly, it paid off at least for the Tangela. Oh, well, no.
That's... he does have Shadow Ball, so that will help a bit. And Lugia... Yeah. Okay, he's alright, I think.
Yeah, Lugia is not a great offensive Pokemon, but Lugia is even more defensive than the Ho.
Double crit? Wow. This Ho is bad.
Wow, this Ho is out for blood. That's a Charmeleon. Very quick with the Boomerang, should be able to go down.
Wow, that was an insane fight for Ho. Goodness me.
Yeah, I am very...
We still got the Mature Class, but still. But, you know, he has a Wing Attack for that, so he should be able to hit this. Yeah, wow. Just...
Pokefan just pushing through with the Ho-Oh. Not even setting up anything, just going for it, and it pays off.
That is just too easy. But, unfortunately, doesn't give him many items. But he got a few levels from that, so definitely not a waste of time.
A few levels, and... Roush, if Roush decides to do Erica, will probably struggle with Erica a little bit more. But wow, what a battle.
Yeah, those weren't like, you know, baby Pokemon or anything either, but Ho just, you know, really showed its stuff there.
It's like Pokefan going to Saffron City. Roush is picking up the Plains Badge from Janine. This is going to be good for Roush. And Pokefan going towards Sabrina next. Let's see if the same strategy for Erica works on Sabrina. Sabrina's Pokemon, Sabrina only has 3 Pokemon, but they are a few levels higher than Erica's, so it's going to be an even scarier fight potentially. I say that as a Sparrow comes out. Stab Thrash on the Sparrow, and it's a crit. Ooh. This might be a little bit rougher for Pokefan here.
Oh, okay.
That's even scarier.
Time for the mother to come out, huh?
Ooh, Super Fang deals exactly half of the current HP. Cloister is a defensive, or a very defensive mon as far as physical defense. Ho is going to struggle very, very hard through the Cloister.
Yes, it's going to take a fair few hits. Does he not have... Oh, jeez. Does he only have a Goldberry to heal up as well? Oh, no. This isn't good.
Yeah, this is where I would definitely be using the Executor. Executor has much better special attack. May actually be able to deal a lot of damage to the Cloister. Cloister has awful, awful special defense.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only special attack he has is Surf, so that's not... So, you know, even then, it's not going to help that much.
Also, the Egg hatched. It is a Grand Bull. And it looks like Roush will be making their way into Rock Tunnel. This could be the play for Roush. Since Pokefan is doing these gym fights, the progress may be in Rock Tunnel. These are some quick checks.
Yeah, Pokemon fans just turning and getting out of there after seeing that Cloister.
Let's see where Pokefan decides to go next. To the Mart.
Oh, he's going to buy some Hyper Potions here, I guess? Maybe he's going to go back to Sabrina after that.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Yep,
yeah,
straight back in there.
Yep, looks like... oh, there is the Fog Badge. That is the progress we were looking for.
There it is. So we can... Yep. Like you alluded to earlier, we can get that level 60 if we want now.
Absolutely, and with the machine part in tow as well, we can go on ahead and complete the entire power plant quest and get a few free items out of that as well.
Yep, this is really good for Roush because he does not have that hoe, so he can, you know, he definitely might be more incentivized to go for that level 60 to main switch off of what he has right now.
Absolutely. If I were in Roush's shoes, oh yeah, no, I was just gonna say if I were in Roush's shoes, I would be checking these machine part checks and then heading straight into Whirl Island.
Yeah, I'm just putting ideas in like Roush isn't even, you know, going for this yet. I'm just kind of I'm just getting ahead of myself. I really want to see what the level 60 is.
Meanwhile, Pokefan's still struggling through the Cloister. Now having healing items, so at least Pokefan can stall the way through the battle if necessary.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's any real danger now that he has healing items. It'll just take a little bit of time to get through this Cloister.
Alright, and Roush is now going to be picking up some of these very quick checks after turning in the machine part.
Yep, there's one more in Vermilion that I imagine he'll go for. Oh well, after he goes for the fishing guru.
Sure, this is efficient routing here. Holding off these checks until turning in the machine part allows you to make just one trip down here, as opposed to, or rather, like one. Yeah, because they got the fog badge, they can clear out all these checks at once instead of having to like make multiple trips.
Yep, very good timing for the fog badge, certainly.
Thought for a second Roush was going to be going towards false director.
Yeah, we've been kind of led to think that twice now.
I don't believe Sabrina gave anything, right? Nothing important.
Yeah, still nothing from these gyms yet, except levels.
An iron, okay. Roush is now going to be checking all these quick surf checks here in Violet City.
He's toying with me. I really want to see the level 60.
Yeah, I definitely think we will be seeing the level 60. But I think these other checks are. I imagine what Roush is going to be doing is just kind of going in progress order, collecting the surf checks and eventually make their way into Whirl Islands.
Yeah, like I can't blame him for doing it. I certainly don't think he's doing the wrong thing from a player perspective. I just as a viewer, I'm just too excited about level 60 to really to really care.
Absolutely. Yeah, all these checks, they are, at this point, I believe Roush is going to be checking all the checks, so it doesn't really matter what order they're being checked in. Blast Chamber is a nice room having 4 items just all right there in one condensed spot.
Well, 2 TMs and a rare candy isn't
the Dig TM, Ice Punch for the Seadra, that is very nice, an upgrade over Icy Wind. And the Dig TM allowing him to dig out of places as opposed to using escape ropes.
Now, him teaching that right away makes me think that he might not be considering going for the level 60, because there aren't any fights between now and the level 60 if he wanted to go for it. He's teaching.
That is true. Teaching the Psychic as well. It is possible that Roush doesn't realize that they can access the level 60, or they might just be deciding, I really, really want this Kingdra, I'm going to stick with it. I know for myself, I often forget to mark the Silver Wing, considering it is not a progress item strictly, and so I have, missed opportunities with the level 60 before.
Yep, it's not one of the things that we have on the tracker for the tournament, just because, like you say, it is one of those ones that that doesn't help progress, but it is, but it doesn't. The only thing it does is unlock the level 60 in Whirl Islands.
Yeah, PokeFan found the fog badge in Rock Tunnel, is now going to be turning in the machine part checks.
Yep, he can't go for level 60 if you want at the moment, because he has not climbed Strat Tower and gotten.
Absolutely. And then Roush is going through Mount Mortar basement, collecting these surf checks here. Finding the basement key. Unfortunately, cannot do early basement at this point. They have too many badges. They will need the card key if they want to efficiently check the basement.
Also gets the lost item, and will give him another check to do in Kanto.
All right. Let's see where PokeFan decides to go next after having Fog Badge. Yes, PokeFan has not entered Lavender Town yet, and so is making his way into Lavender Town, and will pick up those items south of Lavender, as well as the director check here. or the tower check rather. That is a shiny Farfetch'd on the shiny Gyarados. Looks like Roush will be going towards the Rocket Hideout in Mahogany next, which I think is a good play for Roush, especially wanting to level up that Seadra into a Kingdra.
Yeah, definitely. You want to get those easy fights just to get those some levels where you don't have to worry about Seadra dying all that much.
Yeah. Once Roush gets the Kingdra is a very good all-around Pokemon, and could be a decent contender against the Ho-Oh, potentially, especially since Ho-Oh has that slow experience curve. In the late game, the Kingdra will likely have more levels than the Ho-Oh, and that could make the difference.
Yeah, he does have. I think his moveset is Surf, Ice Punch, Psychic, Earthquake, which will be really good on Kingdra because it's nice to have one physical move in case you run into a Blissey or whatever. And Earthquake is, one of the best.
Yeah, and Kingdra is a mixed attacker. It has equal attacking stats in both special attack and attack, and so it will be able to make good work of any good attacking move you give it. And is checking these checks that are east of New Barktown very quickly, and then we'll be moving on to something else as they do not have waterfall access quite yet. That's the expansion card. That is the first piece of the Pokegear that we have found so far. Yeah, Pokefan now checking out these Violet checks. I imagine Pokefan will be doing these checks we already saw from Roush, while Roush is going through the Rocket Hideout, which is going to be just a bunch of fights for a little while, not a whole lot of items.
I wondered if he'd do Sprout Tower while he's here, but it doesn't look like it. He might just be thinking because he's gotten a lot of progress, that maybe he can get away with skipping Sprout Tower just because of all the progression items he's gotten so far from other sources.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like Pokefan might actually be. No, baited again. But Whirlpool is the only key item in Sprout Tower, right?
There was also the mystery egg, but that didn't turn out to be anything.
Right. So there is a possibility that Whirlpool is not required in the seed, and so this move from Pokefan could pay off if Pokefan does decide to just stick with not exploring Sprout Tower.
Yep, definitely could.
Yeah, I'm assuming we will eventually find out from Roushmore whether or not Whirlpool will be required.
But it means that I'm less likely to see a level 60. I'm so sad.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Luckily, after the race, we can access the log, and we can check it out for ourselves if we were really that curious. Yeah, for sure. If neither of them check out the Lugia, I'll generate the log once the race is over, and I'll let everyone know.
We're now only 4 levels away from Kingdra on Roush's side. I'm not sure how many candies he has. I think he has at least 2 though, so I'm kind of curious to see if you would use them to get to level 40 when he gets close. Like it is nice to save the candies for red, but I think there's something to be said for getting that for using them early if there's a good reason to.
I think either strategy is valid, especially if you're going to be doing these like lower level fights. as long as you can one-shot with the Seadra, there's not really a need to move up to the Kingdra. At the same time, I can see the perspective of, well, what if, you know? So...
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it depends on how long he's going to be doing these low-level fights for.
Pokefan finding the basement key, and we'll be finding the lost item here as well. So far, it does not appear that the Rocket Hideout has any items, but there are still quite a few to go. And regardless if it has items, this is probably the play that Roush wants to make for those levels on the Seadra. Waterfall. Still no rising badge, so we can't quite use the waterfall yet, but that is a good item to be picking up, as you will definitely for sure be picking up the rising badge at some point. We see Pokefan making his way into Mahogany. Let's see what he's going to be doing. Making his way into Route 44. This could be a good play for Pokefan if the Strength HM is hidden in Ice Path somewhere. Many people will put off going this way if they do not have both parts of Strength, but there are 5 checks here. There's a good chance that one of them is Strength progress. Yeah, if Pokefan finds Strength here, this could be huge. Roush might not want to check this until they have Strength, and might put it off for quite a while, actually.
Roush did use a few of those candies. He's now 1 level off Kingdra, so he will get that pretty soon.
And Pokefan has 2 more checks here in Ice Path.
Not this time.
Yep, no Strength progress in Ice Path, meaning you're going to have to come back to that later. Where does Pokefan decide to go next? It looks like Pokefan will be checking the shiny here and may follow Roush into the Rocket Hideout.
Yep, I mean, he doesn't need the levels as much, but Ho will have no problem carving through the swathes of rockets in here.
Absolutely. And I'd say it's still a good investment for the Ho-Oh, considering eventually, assuming that Pokefan sticks with the Ho-Oh, will have to fight Red. Gonna need all the experience that the Ho-Oh can get, considering that low experience curve. And Roush is nearly through the electrodes, so we'll be able to see how Rocket Hideout pays off. Right now, only the Waterfall HM is behind the Rocket Hideout. Ooh. That is a soul badge. That means that clearing the Rocket Hideout is absolutely required to finish the seed. Yes, it is very good that both runners are coming here then.
looks like Roush will get Kingdra after beating Price by the looks of things, and then he'll really be he'll definitely be ready for a bunch of the tougher fights in the game.
Ooh, missing Surf on the Golduck because of Kinesis. Interestingly enough, Kinesis is one of the signature moves of the Alakazam line, which is Kinesis is basically just a worse sand attack.
Yep, just slightly less accurate than Sand Attack in this game. But here we go, level 40. This is what Roush's been waiting for. He's going to get that Kingdra. He's going to finally be able to use Earthquake and not take massive damage from special attacks. Kingdra, a very solid Pokemon. Very few, well, only the one weakness to Dragon, and Dragon does not have many good moves in this game. Only Dragon Breath and Outrage, really. So yeah, you'll definitely be happy with this.
Absolutely. No items on price. No progress items, rather. So we will be checking this last item here. To correct in chat, Lance in the Rocket Hideout after clearing the electrodes did give a badge. It's the Soul Badge, I believe.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, clearing the Rocket Hideout is required so that you can get that badge. Now Roush is making their way into Ice Path.
Will Island is in Logic now, and there are quite a few items in there, so I wouldn't be surprised if either of them goes towards there at some point soon, even if it's not to... Well, I say that, no, never mind, Pokemon Fan can't do that, but Roush can, even if it's not to get to level 60.
Yeah, there are plenty of items in the Whirl Island, so it's a pretty good place to check for items, even if you're not going to main switch there. So I imagine Roush might be heading there pretty soon. Alright, let's see what Roush's next move is after clearing out Ice Path. Alright.
Lost item, which I don't think he's... Did he turn in? I can't even remember.
I don't believe that Roush has turned in the lost item. Pokefan getting his Grand Bull from the egg. It looks like Roush is going to attempt to fight Surge here. I think the Kingdra, it will be good enough to make it through this fight now that it has evolved. All right, and Pokefan finds the waterfall HM.
These races are pretty generous in doing like a few different checks, and so that we can see where the progression is. Because Pokemon Fan has fought a few Kanto gym leaders, but Surge has not won them, and this is the first one Roush is going for. So kind of I appreciate it. I appreciate knowing where all this stuff is.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Despite the very wildly different route that they took, they have almost the complete same progress. Yeah, the only thing that Roush has over Pokefan is the fact that Roush did check the Sprout Tower and got that Whirlpool. And so if I had to make a prediction, I would say that Whirl Islands definitely has the progress at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say who's ahead at this point. It kind of depends on how many of the Kanto gym leaders Roush is going to end up fighting, because we know that they didn't really help out at all. The ones that Pokemon Fan has fought anyway. Kind of just depends as to what Roush is going to do.
Yeah, and Surge not having any items on him. It looks like Roush is making their way to Saffron now.
Yeah, I think he's just going to be cleaning up a few of the Kanto gym leaders, just as Pokemon Fan did earlier.
Roush is turning in the lost item. That's a full restore. Not a progression item, but the best healing item in the game that you can use in battle. So I definitely would not complain about getting a full restore there. Alright, Pokefan is nearly through the Rocket Hideout. We'll be grabbing that Soul Badge pretty soon. Meanwhile, Roush is just about finished up with Sabrina, and we'll be moving on after that.
Man, I gotta say, both of these mains have incredible movesets. I mean, I reckon that I don't think either of them would be tempted to switch to level 50 at this point. Like, even if they got both bits of the radio now, like, their mains are really solid.
I agree. Both of these mains are very, very good. You know, I was questioning the switch to the Seadra at first, but now that he's stuck with the Seadra, I completely think that that may have been the right call for Roush. It's a Snorlax. Ooh, Snorlax is pretty bulky, especially in the special defense department.
Yeah, it's like just stalling out a bit of time with Protect as well.
Along with Stab, Vice Grip. Yeah, this Snorlax is a little bit of a troll. Pokefan now cleared out everything to do with the Rocket Hideout. It's now heading over to Saffron City, probably going to turn in that lost item. Another bulky Pokemon. Kingdra just took down the Vaporeon. Vaporeon has a very high base HP, so that must have been a little bit of a struggle for the Kingdra. But now the Kingdra is through this battle. We'll be continuing on through the Nugget Hedge Maze.
Yeah, I do think at this point, Rash is probably just like, you know, the Whirl Islands I don't think is even in his mind now, by the looks of it. Hopefully he remembers about it at some point, but because I well, I'm just kind of, you know, I think that I would. There's not many checks here compared to Whirl Islands, and there are a lot more fights. So I don't know. I'm just a little curious about his play here, but it could definitely work out.
Yeah, this is definitely something to ask about. It's very possible that he, for whatever reason, doesn't realize that he has access to Whirl Islands. But also, he could just, I don't know, just really think, going with his gut, that the progress will be here and not in Whirl Islands.
Yikes, Charm is a nasty opener from Pinter there against her. Now he's at -2 attack against against the rest of it. Although a nice crit there, you know, that'll definitely help. Another Snorlax on Rash's side. Just to waste even more of our time.
Now, as you can see, when the stats flashed up, Kingdra is very, very balanced. Very good in the stats department right now. And actually, if you notice, thanks to those rare candies and the experience curve, very much over-leveling the Ho, despite coming in at a lower level, I believe.
Yeah, I think he got it at a low level, and he got it after Pokemon Fan got his Ho.
Luckily for Roush, nearly through the Nugget Hedge Maze, we'll be able to pick up both of the items at the end of this, as well as interact with Misty.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a. I think it took a little longer than he would have liked. No save before this guy. You can save before him to check the item and then reset if he gives you something that you don't need. But this is more experience for Rash, so as long as there's nothing too trolly here, he won't mind too much.
I'm going for the Kimono Girls. Now, from my experience in previous races, the Kimono Girls quite often have some sort of progress on them, and they honestly aren't that slow of a check. If you could just one-shot everything, it only takes a minute or two to get through these fights to do this check that a lot of people put off for a very long time.
Yeah, it is 5 trainers, but they only have 1 Pokemon each, so it's not too bad to do.
Yeah, if you have a main that can one-shot everything, this is definitely a check that might be a good idea to just go on ahead and get out the way, you know, just in case. And it looks like there was no progress on the Nugget Hedge Maze. Roush may elect to fight Misty in order to see if Misty has an item. But if Misty doesn't have an item, then the Nugget Hedge Maze is completely not necessary to complete the seed.
Yep, looks like that's exactly what he's going to do.
Looks like there's no progress on the Kimono Girls. Pokefan is now going.
He's now baiting us going towards Morty, but he has to do the burnt tower first before he can actually fight Morty.
Yes.
Nothing on Misty either.
Nothing on Misty. Yeah. Looks like the Nugget Hedge Maze is just a bunch of experience in this ROM.
It looks like Erica's next on the list for him.
Yeah, while there may not be any progress on these checks, it is good experience, and that could just be the deciding factor on Red, because you never know what Red's going to look like. It could be a very, very difficult fight where just like that one extra level from taking a potentially unnecessary check could be what ends up winning the race.
And I think when you get to Red, you're probably more comfortable facing him with something like Kingdra, who only has one uncommon weakness, as opposed to something like her, which, you know, if you come up against a lead with a that's pretty good physically and has a rock move, that's you know, that's always something you're a little scared of in the back of your mind, running something like that.
Absolutely. Pokefan's worst fear right now would probably be seeing a Red with a Machamp and Rock Slide or something along those lines. Or I would even say another, like a Spider-Man meme, Holo level 81 lead with a rock move. That would be very, very scary. Yeah, Dark Rit in chat pointing out that rock moves usually do have low PP. They can be PP stalled if necessary.
But yeah, we are doing Morty on Pokemon Fan's side. So, yeah, well, a lot of people don't like to do Morty, but we'll see if he's required this time.
So, message in the chat about noise on Pokefan's side. I'm not hearing any, like, bad noise. Are you?
It's been like this the whole time. It sounds like maybe a little tinny, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but it's not too bad. Yeah, he's not here. Yeah, Pokemon Fan has not climbed Shroud Tower yet, so he doesn't have Waterfall. No, Whirlpool. Yeah, it's a little more bass than I'm used to, but it's fine.
Yeah, we can switch over to Roush's sound if we need to.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know who's ahead, to be honest, so I've just kind of kept it on one of them.
Yeah, they're pretty. I would say they're pretty even right now. They've done most of the same checks at this point. Oh, and it looks like
Dwellervine. All right, he's probably gonna climb the lighthouse first. Yeah, I knew it.
that
Like,
check does make sense though, because climbing the lighthouse will allow him to, once he goes to Royal Islands, be able to do the pharmacy check as well. And
it makes sense. I just want to see Will Island.
I know, and I'm excited to see it too. All right, and we have Pokefan fighting Morty. I'm assuming, did Roush fight Morty? I believe Roush did.
I don't think so. I don't remember him fighting Morty. I think he just activated the roamers and moved on.
I feel like it's Dragonite here.
The old rod. Morty
Yes.
may not be required this time. We still don't know for sure yet because we don't have card key, so Morty could be required for accessing Tin Tower if we find a clear belt.
And it looks like PokeFan might be making his way onto the Nugget Hedge Maze.
Rash has taken a route where he has to fight 2 trainers. You only have to fight one of them to get all the items. Maybe just something that Rash isn't aware of. But only one trainer is not gonna make too big of a difference, especially when he's this high leveled and able to take them out pretty fast. Is there anywhere else we haven't really seen besides going towards Signwood from here?
Do not believe so. This is what really makes me think that the Whirl Islands will definitely be the progress. Considering that unless something is on the pharmacy check, I believe the only spots we have not quite seen are Whirlpool locked.
I don't think we've seen Soft Sand Girls or Union Cave Basement.
True, we do have those.
That might be it, though. And I guess False Director, but I don't think.
Yucky.
Let's just ignore that and hope that's not a thing that we have to do.
Yeah, at this point, I would seriously doubt that vanilla False Director would be required. It is possible, but at this point, there are a lot of checks left to go that would get progress items. Seems very unlikely. Roush making the decision to get out of the line of sight of that trainer. That is very good. That trainer in particular does have max vision and is able to snipe you from very far away.
But yeah, here we go. We're finally seeing Whirl Islands. I doubt he'll check the 60 at this point. He's kind of invested quite a lot into this Kingdra.
I don't know. Roush might check it. It would be nice to be able to know what it is, but whether or not Roush would switch to it is a interesting question.
Well, he's not even going that way at all. He does have to go that way for one of the items, I believe. But maybe he'll just escape rope out and get that item and then escape rope out again.
Yeah. Usually people, I believe, do this route where they get all the... Oh, that's the mineral badge.
Good stuff. We definitely have to come in here then.
Yeah, I believe that some people do this route where they get all of these items first if they don't think they have the Silver Wing, so that they might, be able to grab the Silver Wing while in here and then get the Pokemon. So it is possible that Roush might not know that they have the Silver Wing. Yep, Roush is making their way towards the Lugia room. There is one check on the way, but we don't know yet if Roush will be checking the Lugia.
Oh,
and
it's okay.
It looks like Roush is making their way out there.
Oh, never mind. He's not doing that. Okay, I feel like this is a little slower than just escape roping out and going the same way again. But I'm not completely familiar with Whirl Islands. to be
Yeah.
honest. Oh, no, this works. Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, there's strength. But it does appear that Roush will not be checking the Lugia this run.
Ah, never mind. This might be faster than what I thought. Actually.
It's the Pokegear in the Whirl Islands.
Yeah, well, very good. Definitely need to come in here. Now we can. Now there's a bunch of strength checks we can do as well.
Yeah, knowing that Strength, Mineral Badge, and the Pokegear are in Whirl Islands, that means that Whirlpool is 100% required in order to finish the seed.
Yep, that means Pokemon Fan will have to climb Sprout Tower at one point.
Pharmacy item is the Red Scale.
Another fetch quest.
Seems Pokefan will be making his way towards Cyanwood.
Yeah, the only thing he's going to be able to do here is get that Red Scale, because he won't be able to get Strength, so he won't be able to do anything in the gym. But, you know, the Red Scale could give us something. Maybe it'll give us the card key or something, I don't know.
Is able to save a little bit of time there by flying to Cyanwood after getting the fly point, and collects the Red Scale. Now, I'm assuming that Pokefan will be immediately turning that in.
He's in Violet. Maybe he'll go up Sprout Tower, or maybe he won't. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's going to check the Red Scale item first. It would be very good right now for Pokefan to realize, I have not done Sprout Tower yet. I should probably do that.
It actually is the card key. Wow.
The card key, yeah.
Well, that's going to lead him away from Sprout Tower then and towards well, the radio tower.
Yeah, there could still be some items in the radio tower, but yeah, unfortunately, that is moving away from the progress. I actually genuinely wonder if Pokefan realizes that he hasn't done Sprout Tower yet. Since in most seeds, you do Sprout Tower very, very early. And with that early Squirt Bottle, it's possible that Pokefan marked the Sprout Tower and just forgot to do it.
Yep, definitely possible. It's something that we'll ask him about in the interview, I'm sure.
Answering some questions in chat, you said you're new to these. Does lottery yield potential items too? So the lottery items, I believe, are not randomized. They definitely cannot be key items. And to answer another question in chat, have either of the runners gotten either of the radios? So Pokefan has the expansion card, and Roush has the Pokegear, but they are both missing the radio card.
Yeah, the expansion card was the item like next to Toto Falls, the one that's not actually in there, and I can't remember where the Pokegear was, to be honest.
Islands.
Oh, was it one of those? Okay.
is now able to check these strength items here. And there's the radio card. We were just talking about that. So Roush will just need to get the expansion card, and we'll have access to basically the entire map, aside from just one area in Tosho Falls.
Yeah, he might just be. He's probably waiting for Rising Badge to go towards Tojo Falls if he can help it. So it might be a while before he checks that.
Meanwhile, PokeFan only has a couple of fights left in the radio tower. PokeFan also has the basement key, so we'll be able to complete the entire rocket sequence and the basement.
Roush will be able to check the Waterstone Chamber now that he has Surf and Strength. Oh, actually, he just needed Surf for this, didn't he?
No, you also need Strength.
Oh yeah, never mind, yeah. It's the Hover Chamber you don't need Strength for.
The Limestone Chamber giving the SS ticket. They do currently have Kanto access in the past, so right now the SS ticket is just a check for one item.
Yeah, probably will be seeing that unless it's absolutely necessary.
Looks like Roush is now going towards Morty. Gonna get that old rod. And on the last fight at the top of the radio tower, we'll be able to grab 4 items and then fight the false director if PokeFan chooses to get a 5th item. Alright, it looks like none of the items at the top of the radio tower were any sort of progress. It looks like PokeFan will be saving there to quickly reset if the false director does not give any progress as well. seems like these fights are going to end around the same time, so we'll be able to see the next moves of the runners pretty soon.
Nothing on false director.
Nothing on false director, and Roush is going to be through Morty, going to find that old rod, and make their way out of Morty's gym. Let's see what both runners decide to do next.
Yeah, I expect Pokemon Fan will just go right to the basement while he's here.
Also, RNG Hater pointing out, false director's last Pokemon was a Weezing. What kind of rando? Wow, it seems PokeFan did not check the item in the basement this entire time. The one near the herb shop. I don't believe it was any sort of progress item, but that is quite a while to be skipping that item.
Yeah, I saw quite a nice play from another racer in the tournament where they left this till late and had so much money they could buy revival herbs down here, which I thought was pretty cool. And it looks I wonder if, well, he just says, so I don't imagine he's going to be buying revival herbs, but that's something I just thought was cool that I saw in another race.
Yeah, that was an interesting strat there, being able to save reset that in that case. Normally, what a lot of runners do, they just check that in their initial run through Goldenrod and just dig or escape rope out. That is slightly more efficient. What PokeFan just did is slightly more efficient, considering that item was not a progress item.
Yeah, there's always little neat things that I see in these races that I haven't seen before.
Yes, it's interesting seeing all these different strategies that, I wouldn't necessarily think of, and just kind of, very cool. Some of them I may even implement into my own runs in the future. PokeFan is now in the basement. We'll have to fight one rival fight here, but then have access to several items. And if PokeFan collects some badges here and then decides to go to Sprout Tower, this could actually start to pull him ahead.
Roush going to do some strength checks in Mount Mortar.
Yeah, there are 4 items behind these strength boulders, so let's see what they are.
Nothing important.
Yeah, nothing important in the strength boulders. Meanwhile, we see PokeFan doing the puzzle here in the basement. The most efficient way to click those buttons are the way that PokeFan did it, 1, 3, 1, 2. And that is the Thunder Badge.
Well, that's really good. I was worried this would end up being a complete waste of time for PokeFan, but it wasn't. He's got the Thunder Badge. That's a big sigh of relief for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. This means that, at the very least, the basement is required, and it's likely that Roush will wait to do the card key first.
Yeah, if you don't do the card key first, you have to fight a bunch of rockets in here.
Yeah, it would technically, at this point, unless there's more items deeper in the basement, I believe it would technically be a little bit more efficient to do the basement by itself at this point, since you would only have to do a few fights. Well, there's your answer. The Rising Badge is very deep in the basement, so the card key would be more efficient as a way to clear out the Pokemon or the fights at this point, I believe. If the Thunder Badge was the only thing there, it would actually be more efficient in hindsight to just do the basement, as you'd only have to fight, I believe, 3 or 4 fights as opposed to all the fights in the radio tower. Now this does give PokeFan access to Waterfall, going to be able to check the Waterfall checks in Tojo, as well as Mount Mortar.
Yep. You can check all the strength checks that Roush did as well, because you can get to the back of that whole area with Waterfall.
Yeah, meanwhile, Roush is going through Ice Path, which is somewhere that PokeFan does not currently have access to getting past the strength boulders. Very interesting that both racers are currently in areas that the other runner cannot access at this moment.
Yeah, I really like how there's still so much divergence after 2 hours. It makes for a really fascinating watch.
Alright, PokeFan is continuing their way through Mount Mortar, the waterfall side, while Roushmore is going through the Dark's Cave, Blackthorn City side. So far, neither runner finding anything important in their respective paths. A rare candy is a nice find for PokeFan, though. And PokeFan finding the Good Rod and a Master Ball.
Well, Roush accidentally jumps past that item, but not too big a deal. He can just fly back to Blackthorn and try again.
Yeah. Luckily, with the Fly logic, Fly cannot be down here. Oh, there's the Cascade Badge.
Good thing he didn't think, hey, you know, I went past it. I'll just chalk that up to fate. Now you needed to get that item.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it's a good thing that Fly logic prevents either part of Fly from being in this area. Otherwise, if you missed the item, you wouldn't be able to fly back, and that would be very unfortunate. It seems that the back of Tojo Falls, the waterfall side, or not Tojo Falls, Mount Mortar, does not have any key items in it.
Yeah, wow, absolutely nothing there. Roush is about to get his card key now.
PokeFan doing the Rising Badge check. Yeah, PokeFan can now make their way into Victory Road because of that waterfall. Now, we know as the commentators that all 3 parts of the Pokegear are currently available, but the runners don't know that. Each of them are... Roush is missing the expansion card, with PokeFan missing the other 2 parts. Fortunately for PokeFan, he will also be missing out on this item down here south of the bridge, because he does not have the Whirlpool agent.
Are a good number of checks around here, though, and we still are missing a fair few badges. So, wouldn't be surprised if something important showed up. we're still missing the clear bell too. You know, we still haven't climbed Tin Tower yet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, at least we're really seeing the checks in Victory Road. Victory Road has a few checks in it, about 5, I believe. So there's a good chance we'll see another progress item there that could put PokeFan in an advantage. So one thing that is kind of going to work out in PokeFan's favor is that once PokeFan eventually realizes that Sprout Tower is required, he will be able to grab the Whirlpool HM. Oh, there's Rainbow Badge right there. PokeFan will be able to realize that Whirlpool is required and immediately go into Whirl Island and be able to catch up very quickly.
And there's the clear bell.
Yep. So now, especially since PokeFan has defeated Morty and done the radio tower, both clear conditions, you only need one, but both of the clear conditions for entering the Tin Tower, PokeFan will most likely be heading there after clearing out Victory Road.
Yeah, between both races, we are only missing 2 badges, and they could both be in Tin Tower for all we know.
Absolutely. We also have not been able to explore West Kanto at all. Neither runner has all of the Pokegear parts, but between them, all the Pokegear parts are present. So we know that West Kanto access is fairly easy to get. That is the Earth Badge. Wow.
Oh, wow, the only thing we don't have is the Boulder Badge between both racers.
Yeah, this has been a very interesting race so far. With that early squirt bottle and both runners taking very, very different routes. And as you can see, there are quite a few badge differences between them. Fan having the Thunder and Rainbow Badge and the Earth Badge, and Roush having the Cascade Badge, the Mineral Badge. Yeah, there's quite a difference in the badges here. And so I imagine that the runners will eventually crisscross and do the checks that the other ones have done. And I think this might turn into a fairly close race. Alright, PokeFan cleared out the rival encounter in Victory Road. It's going to be probably getting that fly point for the Elite Four.
Yep, just in case.
Yeah, at this point, we really do not want to see that Boulder Badge behind the Elite Four. That would be very unfortunate.
And he is going right to Tin Tower.
Meanwhile, Rush has cleared out the radio rockets and will be doing False Director and then most likely heading down to the basement to grab, I believe it was the Thunder Badge that's down there, as well as the Rising Badge.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's a good chance we see the Boulder Badge in the Tin Tower. If it is there, we are in no mode where we know where all of the all the required items are for the ROM. All right. Luckily, with that Ho-Oh, these sages are going to be just a complete joke for Pokefan. Be able to make his way through these fairly quickly and we'll be able to check out what the Suicune is. There was some debate earlier whether it was a Krabby or a Mr. Mime. And it looks like it was a Mr. Mime. Congratulations to whoever said Mr. Mime.
Very nice for her as well. Able to just one-shot that with Shadow Ball. Easy peasy.
That was also a female Mr. Mime. We love to see it.
Wow, a key item in our first Tin Tower item. Just what
Unfortunately, coin case not required for the key item randomizer. Or for the, rather the full item randomizer, but not for key item randomizer either. That is the Pokedex that is going to ruin Pokefan's menuing. A savory strat here from Pokefan. Gonna grab this item. If it's nothing important, just reset away instead of having to go all the way back around, down the floor, and back up again.
Yep, that one I did know about.
Another rare candy for Pokefan. That's pretty good. Those rare candies are definitely going to help out the Ho-Oh in the end. And yet another rare candy. This place is just full of candy. You wouldn't expect it being a tin tower.
Oh, we see the first instance of menus being ruined right there.
Yes, very unfortunate, but very funny to watch.
Still nothing here yet.
Yeah, we still have a couple of checks left in the tower, and then we also have the Ho-Oh chamber, which has 4 items behind it, but you have to encounter the Ho-Oh here at the top. You can run from it, you can defeat it, you can catch it, doesn't matter, you just have to encounter it. Let's see what the Ho-Oh is. For some runners, the Ho-Oh is a potential main swap. In this case, I do not believe it will be.
Yeah, no save. It's a little late for a main switch, really, especially when he has a Ho this good. I mean, Gengar's pretty good. We'd seen it earlier.
A Gengar is a very good Pokemon, but this Ho is just over the levels. It has the Stat XP, and it has a very good moveset. Roush has cleared out the basement. Looks like Roush will be making their way into the waterfall checks in Mount Mortar. Meanwhile, Pokefan making his way into the Ho-Oh chamber. Now, I believe that the Ho-Oh chamber will need to have some sort of progress on it potentially. Oh wait, no, never mind. Because we still could go into West Kanto if the runners do find the other parts of the Pokegear that we know are out there. They are available, they just haven't gone to the correct spots for them yet.
Yep, and there's always Soft Sand Girls or SS ticket check, which We don't really want to see that because that'll be very late. That'll be like the last thing these guys check.
Yeah, that is true.
Maybe even after the Elite Four. I don't know. It depends on the runner, really.
I am curious, would PokeFan put off Sprout Towers so much that they do E4 first?
I have no idea.
It's very possible. It would be very, very unfortunate for PokeFan if that were the case. Yet another piece of candy. If you want rare candies, Tin Tower is the way to go, but unfortunately, no progress items in the Tin Tower or in the Ho-Oh Chamber.
Wow.
And it looks like PokeFan is heading over to the Elite Four. Wow.
Goodness me, this is pretty early. I thought he would at least check the Waterstone Chamber while he's here.
PokeFan cannot check the Waterstone Chamber. Doesn't have strength.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I mean, this could be a big play for PokeFan if the Boulder Badge is locked behind the E4. That being said, there's still a lot of checks in West Kanto. Like we said, all 3 Pokegear parts are present and available. We know that they are not locked behind the E4. So, this could be a big play for PokeFan, but there's still plenty of places that the Boulder Badge could be that is not locked behind the E4. I also imagine that PokeFan might feel like he's pretty behind right now, which is why he might be going for this play.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be a case of, well, I didn't do Sprout Tower early. My opponent almost certainly did, so I'm just going to gamble it's not there.
Learning Thunder Punch on the Kingdra, pretty good for the moveset, I would have to say.
Yep. If you're spamming Surf, then you're, if Surf's your main move, you really want something to hit water types with, so Thunder Punch, a great option for that.
Looks like Roush is going for Claire, which is another pretty decently dense item check location, and having rollable access can completely clear out the Dragon's Den afterwards.
This is great. They really are just checking all these, all the checks that the other one didn't. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, considering again neither runner has have checked the right items to get into West Kanto. I mean, the Elite Four could have it, the Claire could have it, West Kanto could have it. There's still so many places that could have the Boulder Badge. So it's anyone's guess who's in the lead right now. Sandstorm, not great for PokeFan. It is a big time waste, unfortunately. Not only dealing damage, but also the animation is quite slow.
Yeah, if you're used to newer gens of Pokemon, Sandstorm is particularly brutal in this game. It does 1/8 of your max HP, as opposed to the usual 1/16.
I believe Sandstorm is 5 turns every time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh, Super Fang from the Sudowoodo. That is going to hurt, dealing half of the maximum, or half of the current HP. Yeah, both runners currently in very fight-dense areas with several trainer encounters. So we won't be seeing any new items for a few minutes here. Spite on the Horsey. That's going to reduce the power points of Wing Attack. Luckily, Wing Attack has 35 PP, so it's pretty beefy in the PP department.
Yeah, Wing Attack and Drill Pack just I guess because they don't have any secondary effects, they decided, hey, we'll just give them more power points to compensate. And Flying just ends up being an incredible attacking type. Just you know, if you just take the PP into account, it's very, very good.
Looks like Roush is on is finishing up Claire here. We'll be able to go into the Dragon's Den fairly shortly. All right, both runners have one more fight left before they can access their checks. Roush's fight only has one Pokemon, is going to be very quick. Pokefan's fight, well, it's the champion of the Johto region, so it's going to take a little bit of time. Oh, there's the secret potion locked in the Dragon's Den.
Yeah, interesting. That's another 2 checks you can access now with that.
And Roush is about to do the quiz in the Dragon's Den. It has the same answers as the quiz for the in the radio tower. You could just go 11212 in order to just quickly get through those.
Geez, PokemonFan is flirting with disaster here, but he's I mean, he's been okay. He hasn't died, so optimal.
Yeah, and it looks like PokeFan's not going to have a problem with this last Pokemon. Going to be able to just finish up here. And, oh, there's the Super Rod for Roush. We are about to find out if this play in Pokefan's part played off after entering into the Hall of Fame and getting that save reset.
Yeah, unfortunately, Roush gets nothing from this.
All right, there are 2 checks behind the E4. One of them will be immediate right here, going to be in Professor Elm's lab.
Roush going to turn in that secret potion now so that he can fight Jasmine. Nothing behind the Elite Four.
That is just that. And then there is a second item in the Tin Tower, right at the base of the Tin Tower. So we're going to be able to see if that item is the Boulder Badge. If it is, that is huge for PokeFan.
We'll see if like commentators cursed it by saying nothing behind the Elite Four before we check the second item. Well, okay.
Yeah, that, unfortunately, E4 not required in the seed. Well, I say unfortunately, most runners would very much like for E4 not to be required in the seed. Looks like PokeFan's trying to figure out what to do here, looking through their items.
Yeah, What has he not done? He's not. Well, it obviously hasn't climbed Strat Tower. He hasn't done Soft Sand Girls. Is he doing? I think he's doing Soft Sand Girls.
Yeah. Yeah,
If Bull Badge is here, that would be hilarious.
That would be funny. I am starting to genuinely become concerned that PokeFan. I know it was mentioned in chat he does not like doing Sprout Tower. I'm genuinely concerned that he just might not know that he didn't do Sprout Tower at this point. Because like, I mean, Sprout Tower has a good number of checks. Blue card on Jasmine, but nothing progress-wise. It is becoming more increasingly likely that that the Boulder Badge will be in West Kanto. But yeah, no. At this point, Sprout Tower, very quick encounters, has 5 checks in it. I am concerned that like this isn't just like a strategy on his part and he genuinely forgot.
Well, Roush is about to finish his poker gear now anyway, so that'll be nice for him. He'll have a lot more checks to do now.
Yeah, that is the expansion card. Probably Roush is going to check all of these items on the way to Victory Road, and then fly out and do the Snorlax and the rest of West Kanto. And on this trip, Roush will find the Rainbow Badge and the Earth Badge. If the Boulder Badge is in West Kanto, then this will likely be a quick game for Roush. And it looks like PokeFan is finally going to check the Sprout Tower.
Here we go.
Now it is back to being a race here. And I believe it's the first item here. I'm sure PokeFan is going to be very disappointed.
There it is.
Taking a pause, probably quite angry at himself, unfortunately. But he will be finishing up the Sprout Tower just to get the rest of the items here. And the rest of the items in the Sprout Tower do not have any progress. I believe there is the mystery egg.
Yeah, that was the only other key item in here.
Yeah, just the mystery egg, which doesn't turn into a key item. And you know, at this point, I think as soon as he finishes Sprout Tower, I mean, he's going to head over to Whirl Islands, and he's going to catch up to Roush pretty quickly here. Unfortunately, he is still missing the radio card and the Pokegear. Pokegear is in Whirl Islands, so PokeFan will be able to grab that, but the radio card, I actually forget where that was.
Yeah, I don't know either. I was hoping you remembered, because I didn't write that down.
If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the Rainbow Badge right here for Roush, yes? Yep, and just as I predicted, flying away from there, going into Vermilion City, and is going to face off against the Snorlax here. I doubt at this point it will be a main swap. Yeah, absolutely not on a Muck. That is not a Pokemon you would want to run, ever.
It's not that bad. It's got good attack and defense stats. It's pretty slow, though.
It's pretty slow.
And yeah,
it could be okay.
Its stab type isn't great either. Like, it's not great. You could make it work, I reckon, though.
Yeah, I think it'd be an okay Pokemon to have in the back in case you're struggling against red, but Roush elects not to catch it, nor the level 60. Now, we could be seeing the level 60 from Pokefan here, but it does not appear that we will. Digging out.
Dang it, these guys.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check the log.
I don't blame him, but I wanted to see it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check the log after the race, see what that Lugia is, because frankly, they had access to it for a very long time, both of them. Or rather, they would have if Pokefan would have gotten the Whirlpool HM, and if Roush would have went to Whirl Island much earlier, because they had access very early on. And the middle for Pokefan, I believe, also going to be fighting, Pokegear and Strength in this place.
There it is, the
Boulder badge. All right, so we are in no mode here. Actually, no, he grabbed the Rainbow and Earth badges, right? Yeah, so he is in go mode.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Oh wait, no, he didn't. Never mind. He doesn't have the Earth badge yet. The Earth badge is in Victory Road, so he is about to grab it.
Yeah, he got the Rainbow badge, for sure. Guess also shortly to Roush then, because he's definitely ahead at this point.
All right, and that is go mode for Roush.
Yep, there we go. Because he already did things, he didn't have to do any of the Tin Tower checks, so that saved him a fair bit, and yeah, now he's able to talk to Oak and see how he can deal with Red. There's not really much, I think, that can really cause problems for a King on Red. Like, even if it's something that has Outrage, you can just stall that out until it hits us off Confusion.
Yeah, that is true.
That strong. So, I don't really expect Roush to encounter any problems here, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's still possible for Pokefan to catch up here, but I think pretty unlikely at this point, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, Roush would have to just get walled here, and I don't see it happening with Kingdra.
Yeah, that's the Quillfish lead. Kingdra does have Thunder Punch, so if something does go wrong, like, for instance,
Okay,
Dragon
well,
Breath.
It's Dragon Breath, but it doesn't do very much.
Yeah.
Not that strong, especially.
Yeah, Quillfish is more of a physical attacker, Dragon being a special type in this generation. It's not going to be dealing much damage from the Quillfish. Still, that's probably the best move the Quillfish could have had for the Kingdra. It's still going to be pretty inconvenient.
Yeah, you can't reduce the damage from it either, because no X special defends in this game.
Yeah, this looks like it might be a pretty long setup for Roush on this red fight, but should not be overly difficult, just maybe a little tedious.
Oh, this is where the radio card was.
Yes, okay. Well, in that case, oh, right. Pokevan still has all these strength checks now. Oh, I believe Pokefan does have the Pokegear.
Yeah, I've marked that, but he must have gotten it. Yeah, it's there in his menu, yeah. He's got it. Oh, he gets crit at the end of the setup. Oh my goodness.
That might just be what Pokefan needs, because Pokefan now having all the badges except Boulder, I believe Pokefan should have the expansion card as well, and should be able to make his way into West Kanto at any point, and can collect that Boulder badge pretty quickly. So, I mean, this could still be a race.
Yeah, I think Roush will still have to get crit a few more times during setup for it to for Pokemon to be able to catch up, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, Pokefan is now checking the Waterstone Chamber now that he has strength. Meanwhile, it seems that the Quillfish is probably out of Dragon Breath at this point. Submission's still a decent move, though, as far as damage goes. But it keeps missing. Oh, there's another Dragon Breath. Yeah, Roush being extra careful to stay out of that crit range for the Quillfish.
Setting up Snake attacks as well in case you need to use Earthquake.
Yeah, it appears that Pokefan is waking the Snorlax. Might very, very shortly get that Boulder badge. And if things keep going poorly for Roush, that could be the difference. But Roush is done setting up and is set up to sweep. If Roush is able to sweep all the way through, that will be game. Pokefan is going towards where the Boulder badge is. So Pokefan will be in go mode in just a moment here. Alright, it's down to this Milk Tank. And Milk Tank is down. That is GG's for Roush.
Yep, in the end it really came down to Roush being able to skip Tin Tower completely. But yeah, very close race.
Yeah.
I had no idea who was ahead for like the majority of it.
Yeah, even with PokeFan doing the E4, that was a very close race in the end. We have Roush coming in for an interview in just a moment. All right, hello Roush, how you doing?
You can see this Kingdra, right?
We don't see it on the. Yeah, we don't see it on the stream quite yet. Yeah, it shows you scrolling over to it. We'll see in just a second.
Oh, holy cow!
I got hard carried.
My goodness!
I got hard carried.
Good.
Wow.
Gracious.
So yeah, that was one of the first things I was going to ask you about. So you caught a Seadra on Cycling Road, decided to stick with it, level it up into a Kingdra. It appears that was for sure the play.
Well, I mean, the Executor wasn't going to last me a while, and at the time we had the Silverwing, but not the, what was I missing? I was missing something, so I couldn't exactly get to Lugia, and I didn't want to rely on it.
Yeah,
but the
Kingdra... Fog badge.
It wasn't Fog Badge. It wasn't Fog Badge. We were missing Surf itself, because I think whatever it was in...
By the time you had Fog Badge, you had everything you needed.
No, Fog Badge was one of the first things we got. Oh no, wait, maybe it was Fog Badge. You know what? No, because Surf was the very first thing that we got. So it had to have been Fog Badge, because Whirlpool was early, as was Icicle Badge.
Yeah, Glacier Badge was in
Glacier, thank you. Yeah, so it was whatever was in Rock Tunnel.
Yeah, that was Fog Badge.
Yes, it was. That's right. Because I got there and I was like, oh, hey, I have the machine part. What luck. Yeah, I made some really good decisions, and then I made some really bad decisions.
Yeah, I did kind of want to see the level 60 from you, but your Kingdra did do it for you. Was there?
Well, so the other thing is I had already been to both the shops, and I noticed that there really weren't any good TMs. And I had already used, Psychic and Ice Punch.
Yeah, by the time
you used Kingdra. So I was like, I kind of... Do I want to even take a look at it? Because I feel like this Kingdra can carry me. And plus with the defensive typing, really... the Quillfish... First time around, I was actually going to attack, heal up that turn and just start attacking the first time I got critical. And then the second time I just got, really lucky that it kept going for submission for whatever reason. So
it always seems like it's, right when you're done setting up, huh? And it's just
yeah, I mean, I was, on the fence. I was like, do I heal and just go now? And then I got crit, and I was like, yeah, I kind of deserved that. I was a little too rough.
One of the Mart TMs was actually Boomerang, so that was pretty good. But everything else, the early TMs you got were pretty bad, really.
I was thinking double kick because I forgot double kick not a thing.
Yeah, it could have been double kick equally, but yeah.
But I mean, at that point, I was like, I had Earthquake and.
It was a great moveset,
dude,
yeah.
It was a fantastic moveset.
It was a fantastic moveset, and you had the opportunity, once you got Surf, you were able to go into the Rocket Hideout and get those levels, to level it up into a Kingdra, into a fairly safe place where the levels were low enough where you weren't really in any danger there. So that was a really good move on your part.
So, the other thing that I expect to be asked, and I'm wondering why nobody asked it first, was why didn't I flash through Dark Cave?
Well, you didn't have the Flash TM at the time.
No, I did. I did. When I went through it, I had it. I had the Zephyr badge and I had Flash. But the reason why I didn't was I didn't expect to be able to get a new main quickly, and I definitely did not want to lose one of my move slots on Executor to Flash, and I kind of forgot to chuck a ball at my Rock Smash Mon. So I didn't want to waste the move with Flash, because I expected to teach it to the egg, which, I mean, I ended up catching Meganium later on. But I mean, it was just a weird scenario. In my case, I just misplayed it. But I ran out of move slots on the Mew, because I couldn't give up Rock Smash, lest I go all the way back and grab it. So I was just a really awkward position there. Hey! Sweet. That wasn't too bad a race.
Yeah, it was really interesting because you and PokeFan ended up doing completely different things.
Yeah, once PokeFan comes in for the interview, we'll actually have a question for him that'll it'll probably make you laugh.
Yeah, he'll probably.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
He'll be expecting the question, I'm sure, but it'll be interesting.
I can't wait to watch this back and see exactly what happened. I want to laugh at it too.
This race is definitely a good watch. You should. I hope that both runners go back and watch the VOD for this. It was very interesting.
But yeah, there it is. Pokemon Fan also defeats Red.
All right, yes. That is a time of 2:45.34 for PokeFan, a time of 2:39.35 for Roush. I forgot to mention that.
Oh yeah, I might want to mention that is a 16.5-minute PB.
Well, hey, nice one.
Good job.
Yeah, I mean, Kingdra's just a really solid mon.
All right, we have PokeFan here. GG's PokeFan. How do you feel?
I don't want to talk about it, man.
Look, you know what we're gonna ask you. I don't even have to say it, do I?
Well, we should probably say it just because Roush doesn't know. Why did you wait so long to do Sprout Tower?
Well, I mean, the real answer is I forgot about it. Oh, that's why I didn't do it.
I thought so. I theorized that you probably had forgotten about it, considering you did E4 and all that.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wait, was that where Storm Badge was?
that's where Whirlpool was,
Oh, okay.
which was needed to enter Whirl Islands to get a few things.
Yeah, aw, sorry, dude. I did both Misty and Claire, so I fell down those rabbit holes.
I did Misty too.
Yeah, in the end, Tin Tao was completely not
You liked
required.
Snorlax?
What?
Did you have as fun a time with the Snorlaxes as I did?
What's Snorlax?
On the way to Misty, there were two of them.
I mean, it used Protect 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Yay!
So they can go die. What was
But
your
yeah.
main?
Oh. I did have in my emotional support Butterfree though. Yes.
Yeah, no, yeah, Hoa was an incredible main for you. Just came with just a great moveset right off the bat, and then he taught it Boomerang. So yeah, I mean, just really solid.
Great main, but very, very poor play.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you both just did completely different things, which was really interesting to watch. But yeah, Sprout Tower, missing Sprout Tower really was the big difference maker. I don't know who would have won, honestly, if you'd have done Sprout Tower earlier. It was like you both did such different routes. It was hard to say who was ahead.
Well, I'm glad we were able to make an entertaining run of it. I was actually nervous that I would be like light years behind, but I actually managed to get my controller configured for Gambit well enough. I mean, there were a couple of times where it was a little failed, but for the most part, I'm actually pleased with how well I played.
I thought it was really cool to see Exeggutor being used, because it's one of those Pokemon that if it was a lower level, you probably wouldn't think about using it because it's just slow and gets hit by a lot of, it has a lot of weaknesses. But when you have that level advantage, it's powerful enough to just tear through a lot of things that are lower level than it. So that was cool to see. It's not something I often me being used to bingos. It's probably something I'd never see in that environment.
Yeah. I'll ask a question to both runners. Whenever you see that such an early squirt bottle, what is going through your mind? For me personally, I kind of panic a little bit because there's just an overwhelming amount of choices you can make to go into a seed like that.
Oh bugger! I have to throw Pokeballs at full health.
Oh yeah,
No.
that was a big problem for you, Roush. Yeah, you like I think you spent
It
so
was
long
sick.
on that
It was sick.
Pokemon fan just like caught up after he got it first ball. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I spent like age. Like I looked up like the headbutt trees and everything, and then I picked up Squirtle. I was like, oh, well, that's
Speaking
all
of
useless.
speaking of headbutt trees, I noticed something during the run, at the very beginning, where it seemed like you checked your ID to be able to check out the headbutt trees. Was that the strategy you used there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool tech that I think has only recently been kind of introduced into these things. So that's
I'm
always
such a
cool to see
noob. I
that.
have no clue what that is.
Yeah. So the encounters on
depending
the
on your ID, like certain trees will be rare or like have different encounters. It depends on your ID, your trainer ID. So what
Yeah.
you do is like you go to a website and like put in your ID, and then it shows you where the trees are.
Well, I'm glad I did the strat that I did.
Unfortunately, maybe luckily, I don't know. The trainer ID I had did not have any rare trees. It had only commons. Well, no, there was one rare one, but that one's hard to get.
Yeah.
Man.
So let's talk about your main Pokefan. You found a Ho-Oh on Cycling Road that had a very good moveset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that being said, Ho-Oh is on the slower experience curve. Were you ever thinking about switching off, or were you just absolutely committed?
I mean, I don't know why I never considered switching off. There wasn't really any good time to switch off, so I don't know why I would switch off.
That's fair. That's fair.
Funny
also,
that you.
oh, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, funny that you found it on Cycling Road, because I got a Seadra there as well. Should I say the DVs?
Yeah, sure. Go on ahead.
15, 9, 15, 15, 15.
Wow.
It came with Body Slam and Earthquake, and I was able to teach it Surf and Ice Punch, and then later Psychic, and then I swapped Psychic for Thunder Punch, so I had a really good moveset.
Yeah, both of you found very good mains on Cycling Road, luckily.
What was your moveset then?
Something. Final moveset was what was wing attack, boomerang,
Shadow Ball.
Shadow Ball, and Ice Punch, which was originally Tri Attack, but I taught Ice Punch later.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. Can't wait to go back and look at it.
Yeah, I do recommend for both of you to go check out the VOD of this afterwards. It was a very interesting race all the way through.
Yeah, highlights include Pokemon fans' ridiculously good Erica fight with an underleveled Ho-Oh. That was insane. How what happened there?
Yeah, that was hype for sure.
I liked my first try Butterfree catch. But,
I was gonna say though, you did find your buddy very early on. I saw you go back for that, and yeah, I think that was a good move on your part, getting that buddy very early for good luck.
gave me the extra morale. For sure.
All right. Are there any other questions that you have, Garth?
I don't think so.
All right. Is there anything that the runners want to shout out? I do want to say go follow both of these runners. They did a fantastic job in this race, and this isn't. I believe this was the first round of their group, so both of these runners will be racing again later on.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for the commentary, the interview. I hope everybody had fun and enjoyed it. I know I did, and I hope to see you all again later.
Morty is a lie. Morty's a lie.
Morty wasn't
He's
lie this
lied.
ROM.
It's always a lie.
All right. Look, I'm gonna refresh the schedule really
So is
quick.
Waterfall. Waterfall's also a lie.
Yeah,
Oh.
we've got a packed schedule this weekend. Next match coming up is in 2 hours' time between Wingage and Rag and Drag on Speed Gaming 4. Then then in 4 hours from now, we got Mountebank versus Rob the Gamer 115 on Speed Gaming 3. You're going to be commentating the next match, aren't you, Dimnix?
Yep, the Wingage versus Ragentreg, I will be commentating in 2 hours on Speed Gaming 4, yes.
Yeah,
I believe I am also commentating on that match.
Oh, yeah, it'll be both of us. That'll be fun.
we got 5 matches tomorrow, so yeah, look forward to that. It's going to be a lot of exciting matches, I would say.
Mhm.
But yeah, thanks everybody for watching, and I guess we'll see you next time.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.
Bye-bye.